Hello children, I hope you all are doing fine. I welcome you to our special English hour where we learn lots of new things while having fun. Are you all ready to have some fun? Let's get started. Now, let's learn some new words. You will see these words in the poem when we read it. So I request you to please make a note of these words in your notebooks. Haunt, haunt, haunt. What he saw in the woods will haunt him forever. Slant, slant, slant. The roof of the house slants downwards. Mortify, mortify, mortify. My mother will mortify me if she scolds me in front of my friends. Pierce, pierce, pierce. He had to pierce a spear in his heart. Bruises, bruises, bruises. He had many bruises. Children, we learned 5 new words today. Let's revise them. Haunt, slant, pierce, mortify and bruises. I hope you remember these words. Children, now let's read a poem together. Please open page number 66 of your textbook. When I am reading this poem, I request you to point at the words as I read them. And if you don't have a textbook, listen to me carefully. Truth by Barry Wade. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can also hurt me. Stones and sticks break only skin, while words are ghosts that haunt me. Here, the poet says that sticks and stones may break his bones, which means that sticks and stones can hurt us. But what hurts the most are someone's words. Students, can you tell me how would you feel if someone talks down to you or if someone speaks to you in a very rude manner? Do we like it? Obviously, none of us like when anyone speaks very rudely to us. We feel very bad, right? So what the poet is trying to say is that sticks and stones can hurt us, but someone's words hurt us even more badly because that can never be healed. यहाँ पे कवि ये कह रहे हैं कि अगर हमें किसी ने लाठी से मारा या किसी पत्थर से मारा तो हमें बहुत दर्द होगा, लेकिन हमें उससे कई ज्यादा दर्द तब होता है जब हमसे कोई बहुत बुरे शब्दों में बात करता है। Slant and curved, the fall word swords to pierce and stick inside me. Bats and bricks may ache through bones, but words can mortify me. Here, the poet is comparing the words with swords. Swords are very sharp, and when anyone gets hurt with sword, it is very difficult to heal ourselves. Just like that, when anyone uses bad words or speaks to us in a very rude manner, it is very difficult to get out of it. The poet says that these words feel like ghosts and it is very difficult to heal ourselves. यहाँ पे कवि शब्दों को तलवार से कंपेयर कर रहे हैं। कवि कहते हैं कि जैसा घाव एक तलवार देती है, वैसा ही घाव कभी-कभी शब्द भी दे जाते हैं। Pain from words has left its scar on mind and heart that's tender. Cuts and bruises now have healed. It's words that I remember. Here, the poet is comparing the words with a sword. He says that when someone speaks very rudely or uses bad words, they hurt as bad as a sword. He says that these words leave their scars forever and it is very difficult to get out of this. यहाँ पे कवि ये कह रहे हैं कि कुछ शब्द तलवार के घाव जैसे होते हैं, उनसे बाहर निकलना बहुत मुश्किल होता है। Here, the poet is saying that he has recovered from his wounds. His bruises and wounds are healed now. But the harsh words have yet not been healed. He still remembers them and it is very difficult to get out of these wounds. यहाँ पे कवि ये कह रहे हैं कि उन्हें जो भी घाव हुए थे वो सारे ठीक हो चुके हैं, लेकिन जिन शब्दों ने उन पे घाव किया था वो अभी भी बहुत गहरे हैं। We all remember bitter words, right? Because when someone speaks to us rudely or in a very bad way, it demotivates us. We start questioning ourselves. We start losing confidence. And sometimes we lose faith in ourselves, which is why it is very important to not judge ourselves, and even if we judge ourselves, we need to make sure that we don't use harsh words against someone, because when we do that, it leaves a scar on someone and it is very difficult to get out of it. Children, can you tell me what did we learn from this poem? From this poem, we learned that we must think very carefully as to what we are saying, because words leave a scar on someone. We have always heard that words create a larger impact. Sometimes this impact can be very positive, but sometimes it can also create a negative impact, which is why we need to be very careful. In fact, we should always try to create a positive impact when we are trying to say something. It is said that if we don't have anything good to say to someone, it is very important that we say nothing at all. It is a very bad thing to use negative words. And if we have only negative words to say about something, we should rather not say anything. So children, I hope that you enjoyed this poem and I hope that you got the message behind it. Children, now let's do an activity. This activity is about alliteration and repetition. Do you remember what alliteration is? Alliteration is when you see certain letters being repeated in a poem or a stanza of the poem. This is called alliteration. And when certain words are repeated in a poem, it is known as repetition. So now we will first start with alliteration. On your screens, you will see an image of the poem that we just read. First, you will have to find out the sentences which have alliteration in them. Sounds easy? You have 20 seconds for this activity and your time starts now. Children, were you able to find examples of alliteration? Let's have a look. Number 1, the line sticks and stones may break my bones. Here, the letters that are repeated are S, T. So, this is an example of alliteration. Now, the second one. Here, we have bats and bricks may ache through bones. Here, the letter B is repeated. So, this is also an example of alliteration. Children, I hope you all were able to solve this activity. We just did an activity about alliteration. Now, let's do an activity about repetition. We saw that in alliteration, certain letters are repeated. In case of repetition, certain words are repeated in the poem. So, for today's activity, you will see image of the poem on your screens. And taking a look at the poem, you have to find out lines or sentences where there is repetition. Sounds easy? You have 25 seconds to complete this activity. And your time starts now. Children, were you able to find examples of repetition? Let's have a look. Here we have sticks and stones may break my bones. And stones and sticks break only skin. Here the words sticks, stones and break are repeated. So, this is an example of repetition. Children, I hope that you all got the answer correct. Children, I hope you had fun in today's session. We read a wonderful poem which had such a powerful message. The poem taught us that we should use our words wisely because they could hurt someone. Now, I have a story for you which also has a similar message. The name of the story is The Grand Patch Up and it is written by Kartika G. Mary and Josna are next door neighbors. They are best friends and they have known each other since they were very young. One day, Josna makes a waistband and she takes this waistband to Mary to show it to her. Mary और जोस्ना अगल बगल में रहते हैं। वो एक दूसरे को बहुत छोटे थे तब से जानते हैं और उन दोनों की दोस्ती बहुत गहरी है। एक दिन जोस्ना एक वेस्ट बैंड बनाती है और वो ये वेस्ट बैंड मैरी को दिखाने के लिए ले जाती है, लेकिन मैरी ज्यादा खुश नहीं होती। Josna was very excited to show this waistband to her best friend. She had made this waistband for her mother and she wanted to know what her friend thought of it. When Josna showed this waistband to Mary, Mary was not very happy and she said, "I don't think your mother will like it. I wouldn't wear it. It is not as good as you think it is." Josna was very sad and angry at the same time. She was so angry that she got up and left. जोस्ना अपना बनाया हुआ वेस्ट बैंड मैरी को दिखाने के लिए बहुत उत्सुक थी, लेकिन उसने जब ये वेस्ट बैंड मैरी को दिखाया तो मैरी ने कहा कि ये वेस्ट बैंड बहुत भद्दा है और जोस्ना की मम्मी को ये वेस्ट बैंड पसंद भी नहीं आएगा। जोस्ना को इस बात का बहुत बुरा लगा और उसे गुस्सा भी आया। उसे इतना ज्यादा गुस्सा आया कि वो वहां से उठ के चली गई। Mary and Josna used to go to the school together, but that day Josna was not there. Mary was waiting for her, but she could not find a best friend. Mary और जोस्ना साथ में स्कूल जाते थे, लेकिन अगले दिन मैरी को जोस्ना कहीं भी नजर नहीं आई। For lunch, Mary had got fish curry which Josna really loved. But that day, Josna did not eat her lunch with Mary. She ate her lunch with Carolyn. That evening, Mary was waiting for Josna so that she could play with her. But she did not come. Mary went to her backyard and started looking at the things that she and Josna had created with the help of her father. And this made her very sad. Mary जोस्ना का अपने घर पे इंतजार कर रही थी, पर जोस्ना घर पे नहीं आई। मैरी इस बात को लेके काफी दुखी हुई। Mary pulled 2 bamboo poles. Then she pulled another bamboo pole and placed it in between the 2 bamboo poles. Then she pulled a cane and tied the single bamboo pole. Then she pulled another bamboo pole which was smaller in size and tied that also with the bamboo pole. She then looked at what she had created. It looked like a messy rectangle. It was not as good as her father would have made. And then she started missing Jyotsna because Jyotsna would have loved building this rectangle. Mary tried lifting the rectangle. It was very heavy. The first time she stumbled, but she tried again and she was successful. मैरी ने ये रेक्टेंगल को उठाने की कोशिश की। पहली बार में वो संभल नहीं पाई, लेकिन उसने जब दूसरी बार प्रयास किया तब वो सफल हुई। Mary's older brother Samuel was watching her. He asked Mary as to what was she doing, and Mary said that she was going to Jyotsna's house. Mary finally found Jyotsna. She was sitting in their usual spot. Jyotsna also spotted Mary, and when she saw her, she was very furious. She asked Mary to leave right then and there. Mary ज्योत्सना से मिली। ज्योत्सना ने जब मैरी को देखा तब उसे बहुत गुस्सा आया और ज्योत्सना ने मैरी को वहां से जाने के लिए कहा। Samuel climbed up to Mary. He gave her one end of the rope and he himself held the other end. Samuel and Mary pulled up the rectangle. It was very heavy, but they were able to pull it with all their strength. And they placed this rectangle in between them. Mary और सैमुअल मिलके वो रेक्टेंगल को उठाते हैं। ये रेक्टेंगल बहुत भारी भी होता है, लेकिन मैरी और सैमुअल अपनी पूरी ताकत लगा के उस रेक्टेंगल को उठाते हैं और उन दोनों के बीच में रख देते हैं। When Mary reached the other side of the tree, Jyotsna looked at the rectangle. Then she looked back at Mary. She had a smile on her face and she asked, "Do you think we can make a train run on this rectangle?" The bridge that Mary builds to reach her friend Jyotsna is known as beam bridges. These bridges are very easy to build and they are also signifying the patch up between Jyotsna and Mary. We saw that how Mary and Jyotsna have a fight, but later they talk to each other and are able to resolve their fight. Wasn't this an interesting story? I hope you enjoyed it. Children, I hope you had fun in today's session. And now I will see you in our next session. Until then, take care and stay safe. Bye.